Good morning. It is Thursday morning, a beautiful day here in the state of South Carolina. And some days more than others, you need encouragement. And today is one of those days. So this is going to be a very serious, a very emotional, well, maybe not emotional, but a very serious, a very heartfelt show. And I'm always going to encourage you like I always do. But this word is really going to hit home today. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. It is your boy Comet Chat, and it is a beautiful day in the state of South Carolina. It is hot, 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 hot. HOT exclamation point times a million hot. But like I always do when I get into the show, I actually do this one thing, and that is definitely to subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time ever viewing my channel, please hit that notification bell, click the little all button beside it, because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload in the future. Also, give me a thumbs up, that like, that helps. Also, leave a comment. If you leave a comment, I definitely will read that comment and respond back to you. And last but not least, I need you to watch this video in its entirety from start to finish. From start to finish. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the show today. And as you can see, the word of the day is boom. It is frustration. Frustration is the word of the day. Boom. Frustration is the word of the day. And let's go ahead and get into frustration. The definition of frustration is the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of the inability to change or achieve something. Let me say that to you one more time. Frustration, the definition of that is the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of the inability to change or achieve something. The scripture for that, for frustration, comes from the book of Proverbs. Like y'all know, that's my favorite book in the Bible. The 15th chapter, the first verse, it says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." I'm going to say that for you one more time because this is very true. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Boy, I love that quote. And of course, the quote of the day is frustration. To conquer frustration, one must intensely focus on the outcome and not the obstacles. That is very profound. I'm going to say it to you one more time. To conquer frustration, one must intensely focus on the outcome and not the obstacles. And the thoughts of that. Frustration is an emotion we all have experienced sometimes. It can feel like a ton of bricks, and other times it can be as pesky as a gnat buzzing around your ears. Frustration, if not dealt with, can lead to anger, which then anger can lead to poor decisions. Poor decisions will lead to severe consequences. Let me say that one more time. Frustration, if not dealt with, can lead to anger. Anger can then lead to poor decisions. Poor decisions will lead to severe consequences. I have learned that in life, when frustration happens, you can do several things to alleviate the feeling. One thing, if you're a spiritual person, is that you can pray and ask for relief and clarity. Another is to find someone who you trust and ask their opinion on how to resolve the frustration, or just talk to that person. Hey, I need to bend your ear. I just need someone to talk to. Right now I'm feeling a lot of frustration and I just need someone to talk to clear the chest, to clear it off my chest. Reading books, the Bible in particular, and other books, and information about resolving issues is another avenue that you can use to relieve frustration. But the main goal is not to give up. I want to say that one more time. Reading books, and one of the books you should read, in my opinion, is the Bible, and information, other books about resolving issues is another avenue that you can take. But the main goal is not to give up. Keep pushing through, find the strength to search for, and find a resolution to your frustrations. After you find the resolution to your problem, if you see someone else suffering with that same problem, make sure you pay it forward. I want to read that paragraph one more time. Keep pushing through whatever frustrations you have. Ask for and find the strength to search for and find a resolution to your frustration. After you find that resolution to your problem, if you see someone else suffering with that same problem, make sure you pay it forward. Make sure if you see someone else suffering, someone else that's just really frustrated, make sure that if you can help them, you help them, because you might have been through something similar or exactly like what they're going through now. No one knows when frustration can appear. It can appear like a thief in the night, or you can see it coming. But when it gets here, human nature is sometimes when frustration is to get angry and mad. But if you keep a cool head and pray about it, think about it, meditate on it, a lot of times you can find a resolution and say, well, maybe this was done for a reason. I'm a firm believer that God may close one door but open another door. We just can't see what it is. The door that he closed now, you may make feel like when it's closed, it's the end of the world. But you don't know, God may have something even better down the road for you. I'm going to tell you a story about someone. I know them, and I'm not going to call any names. But this mother, she was dying. She was terminally ill. Had probably 6 months to a year to live. And all she really wanted before she died was to have a connection and have time to spend with her family. So she's at the house. She's homebound. Have a nurse there helping and stuff. And then one of her family members gets in an accident and is hurt so much to the point where she can't take care of herself. She has to come to the mother's house and heal and mend. And while that time, the mother and the daughter, or the mother and the daughter, they get time to spend together. And then another family member gets in an accident, and now that person is out of work and has to stay at home and rest and meal. So now the whole family that the mother wanted is now together before she died 6 or 8 months later. I have what the time frame was. But what she prayed and asked for God for, God provided her and answered her prayers. The two family members in her particular circle were in accidents or got hurt and injured and had to stay at home. So the whole family was together during the final months and weeks of the lady's life. And God answers your prayers. You may not understand it, or may not know why, and it may seem that he's closing the door. He may be just don't understand why he's doing it, but he doesn't make mistakes. I'm a firm believer that he does not make mistakes. And like I said in earlier shows, things runs in seasons. We have seasons where everything's going our way. We have seasons where we're prosperous. We have seasons where we're happy. We have seasons where just everything is clicking. Then that season is not going to last forever. It's just like the four seasons. Spring doesn't last forever. Summer doesn't last forever. Fall doesn't last forever. Nor does a winter. And that's how good times and bad times in life. So it may be a season now where you got to go through a little bit. And why the seasons change and why you go through things, because God tests people for two reasons. If you're a believer, God's going to test you to see just how faithful you are to him. I'm going to put you through this. Look what he did to Job, and Job was faithful to him, and God, at the end of his test, gave Job quadruple what he had, more than what he ever had. And also, God tests you to see whether or not you're going to turn to him. For these sinners, look at Paul. He was Saul on the road to Damascus, going to try to persecute Jesus and stuff. God blinded him, changed his whole spirit, changed his whole soul, and he became a disciple of Jesus. God does stuff to show you just how powerful he is. He'll put you in predicaments to see whether or not you're going to have the free will to turn to him or turn away from him and try and solve it yourself. The best thing you can do, in my opinion, and I don't want to sound like a sermon, but I'm just going to tell you, these are my opinions. These views and opinions and things that I'm saying is Danny, nobody else. And he's going to test you. If you are a believer, he's going to test you to see how faithful you are. And if you are a sinner, he's going to test you to see whether or not you're going to turn to him. He's going to put you in a predicament where the only thing you got to do, the only other choice or option you have is to turn to him. So you just got to be not bullheaded enough to accept it and say, yeah, Lord, I'm going to put it in your hand. Or Lord, I need you, or whatever it is, whatever confession, whatever change you're going to make, that's what you're going to have to do. Frustration It's something, it's a human emotion, and it is very hard to control at times because the human part of us, like I said, you want to get angry. When you get angry, then that's going to lead to you making or saying stuff. And I said this earlier in one of my videos, you can't unring a bell. You got to be careful what comes out of your mouth. Like I tell you, I pray every morning for three things. Lord makes me more wise. He bridles my tongue. And he makes me slow to anger. Frustration can destroy two of those things. Frustration can make you angry. And frustration can loosen that bridle on your tongue and it let you say stuff. And once you say stuff, you can't unsay it. You can't unring the bell. You have to be very careful and conscious of what you say because people have these little things right here, or they have this little thing right here that they don't forget. It's called a memory, and this is called a cell phone. They'll record you or whatever, or they'll remember, and you can apologize till you blue in the face. If they don't want to hear it, they'll tell you, yeah, I forgive you, or hey, we cool, whatever. And in the same time, while times you walking and turning away thinking everything's cool, they get that grudge, and the grudge is building more and more and more. And if you don't watch it, next thing you know, the first chance to get it slit your throat, it slit. So, just saying, God closes the door on some things, and then he opens the door on other things. And when he opens that door on other things, and he truly does it, and he's truly going to try to bless you, nothing else can stop it. So I'm a firm believer of that. And like I said, frustration, a human emotion. I felt it many a times. I'm probably still going to feel it several more times in my future. I felt it in my past. I feel it in my present. And I know I'm going to feel it in my future. And me and my wife, we had a very good heart talk tonight just about life in general. And she told me her frustration, and I told her my frustration. We shared, and it enlightened us more. And now we know that on some things, I didn't know that. I told us some of my frustration. I didn't know you felt like that, Danny. And she told me, I didn't know you felt like that. But now, so we're able to communicate, talk. Some of the frustrations was about our life, and some was about things outside of our life. But now I know one step, and hey, I won't do that, or she won't do that. But frustration is something that if you don't talk about it, you don't clear the air, it can fester. And it fester, and it gets infected. And then before you can take the antibiotic to get it cleared, it's done. You got to amputate it, or everything got out of control that it's done mess up other parts of the body. So when you see stuff festering, then it's up to you whether or not you need to go ahead and clear the air, take the antibiotic. The antibiotic, and this is metaphorically speaking, is to have that conversation. Hey, I need to talk to you. What you did last week, man, I ain't feeling that, or what you said the other way, and I don't like that. So let's go ahead and clear the air. And the reason why I didn't like it was because of this, and it made me frustrated because I thought you and I were in a better place, or I thought you and I were cool, or I thought you and I didn't have any issues. But you see that when that frustration kicks up, sometimes you can try to ignore it and just say, hey, I'm going to be professional about it. I ain't going to let that bother me. But sometimes that frustration can keep going. Like I said in my thoughts, it's like a gnat. You can't stand being somewhere that gnat city buzzing in your ear. Sooner or later, they're going to make you hit yourself, and you might get it, you might not. But hey, use the off. Shh. And the off is conversation. The off, metaphorically speaking, is you go into that person's office or that person's house, or you call that person, hey, I need to talk to you. Can we meet somewhere? Can we have lunch? Can we have a coffee? Can we do something? I got to get this off my chest because this frustration that I'm feeling now, it got me feeling some kind of way, and I just got to let you know how I feel and clear the air so there won't be no kind of hostility or bad feelings or all this kind of crazy backstabbing and all kind of stuff. Because we live in a world now that people are out to get you, and they can smile in your face, and you take everything cool. Next thing you know, they're slitting your throat. But with frustration, it's something, unfortunately, I don't want to sound redundant. It's a part of life, but we just got to learn to deal with it as best we can. My thing is, hey, like I said earlier, and I'm going to say it again, frustration is an emotion we all have experienced sometimes. It can feel like a ton of bricks when it hits us, and other times it can be as pesky as a gnat buzzing around your ear. Frustration, if not dealt with, can lead to anger. Anger can lead to poor decisions. Poor decisions can lead to severe consequences. I have learned that in life, frustration happens. When frustration happens, you can do several things to alleviate that feeling. One thing is, if you're spiritual, you can pray. and ask for relief and clarity. Another is to find someone you trust and ask their opinion on how to resolve that frustration. Reading books, mainly the Bible, and information about resolving issues is another avenue, but the main goal is not to give up. Keep pushing through, find the strength to search for, and find resolution to your frustrations. After you find the resolutions to your problems, if you see someone else suffering with that same problem, make sure you pay it forward. I can't express that enough. Make sure you pay it forward. Pay it forward. And also, the scripture of the day for the word of the day, frustration, comes from the book of Proverbs, which is my favorite book in the Bible, the 15th chapter, the first verse. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Being gentle, being mindful of what you say, how you say it, using tact, that can turn a bad situation to a better situation. It can turn away wrath. The way you speak to somebody can determine whether or not how they respond to you. But a harsh word stirs up anger. Have you ever been on a call and the people, I'm speaking from a law enforcement point of view because I'm a law enforcement officer, but we've been on those calls with those officers before, that you got everything straight. People are calm, they're resolved. Then this officer comes out here and he says something to the wrong person and stirs it up. And the next thing you know, you put hands on and you're arresting people, you capturing people, you tasing people, all because this officer come out here and stir something up. Or it could be on the other side. The people are calm, or somebody comes out there in the crowd and stirs something up, man, and gets the people hyped and stuff. When the situation is calm and resolved, it causes frustration. It can cause frustration for the people out there because now something was resolved, or some knucklehead didn't come out here and got things hyped up. Or it can be definitely frustration for the officer because he or she has already had the particular confrontation under control, the call under control. They're about to clear, go 10-8, but this knucklehead officer comes out here and he or she's feeling themselves, and then they say things to incite or elicit a response, and now what was calm is now full blown. You got to make an arrest. You got to put hands on. You got to do this right here. Frustrating, and it goes back to what I said, and I'll say it one more time. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Make sure when frustration sets in that you think and you try to do something that's going to calm down the situation. I tell the people under me, especially my supervisors, sergeants, you should not be the accelerant at a call. You should be the fire extinguisher. You should be putting out that fire. Don't go there and be the gas. Don't go there and be the kerosene or the diesel fuel. Don't be the accelerant. You need to be the fire extinguisher. That's what you need to be in life. As a leader of your house, as a leader at your job, as a leader in the community, leader of your church, you should be always be in a position of trying to be the fire extinguisher. Never, ever be the accelerant. Because if you be the accelerant, that's going to lead to a lot of stuff. The fire extinguisher, that is going to cause a lot of things to be calm, to be squashed, keep down frustration. When frustration is put into the mix, it can be an accelerant. Make sure you try to keep that accelerant under control as much as possible. And on the definition, before I get out of here, and my 2 cents on this is frustration. The definition is the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of the inability to change or achieve something. Sometimes things are just going to be outside of our control, and that is frustration. Because usually in your law enforcement, you have a reputation or you have a skill set, or you're trying to control the chaos. It's kind of like Batman. Batman trying to control the chaos. And here's one of Batman's favorite sayings. I have it here on my wall. Batman says, "Everything is impossible until somebody does it." That's a quote from Batman. Everything is impossible until someone does it. But until someone does it, it can lead to a lot of frustration. And frustration, like I said, is an accelerant to anger, an accelerant to making bad decisions, an accelerant to have severe consequences. Make sure you're not the accelerant. Make sure you stay unfrustrated. Make sure you are the fire extinguisher and not the accelerant. Having said that, that's my 2 cents on the word today, frustration. I hope that you hear this, you comprehend it, you meditate on it, and you see that through all this frustration, you still you. People still make mistakes. Still stay encouraged. Still keep your head up. So you find that somebody that you can trust and talk to, and you make sure you talk your way through that frustration. Talk yourself off the ledge. Human emotion is to be frustrated and angry and do that crazy stuff. But with frustration, you find somebody, you find something, you find God, you pray, you talk to somebody you trust, and you make sure you get yourself right, get your head right before you say something to do something. It's the long game. Smart man, it's a long game. It's not a quick race. So life is not a quick race. It's a long game. So you make sure you weigh all your options. You do everything that's going to be in your best interest. So just saying that, man, keep your head up. Females out there, keep your heads up if you find yourself in a frustrating situation. And like always, it's your boy Comet Chat. I hope that you stay blessed. I hope that you stay calm. I hope you stay unfrustrated. And as always, I'll be up here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. The word of the day for tomorrow will be satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. Woo, but I try. Hey, until tomorrow, take it easy and peace.